Alright, so imagine this. You go back to a place filled with awful childhood memories. Memories you wish you could forget, but you can't because you need answers about your past. So you return to the one place that always felt wrong. The one place where if anyone ever asked you how was it, you'd only have one answer. I hate this place. So the game opens with Lou and Elena, and you can tell instantly these two are not on the same page. Elena's anxious, cautious, asking normal questions like, where have we going? She isn't here to play around, she's here for the truth. Elena asks the most important question, how do you even know how to summon the Horned Man?
First of all, the Horned Man is a god, not a demon. Second, yes, I got the god summoning book for Christmas last year.
Lou performs the ritual, and the moment she finishes, the screen goes black. Elena wakes up alone, Lou is gone, and just like that, we're introduced into the game in one big mission, find Lou. After that, we start learning the basics, walking, scavenging for materials, trying to understand what kind of nightmare the game has to offer. Early on, we find a bunker, so obviously we go inside, because we can't be wandering around for 5 hours. Inside the bunker we meet our first NPC, a strange individual with a horned head, antlers, the whole situation.
Who the fuck are you?
He speaks like he's been waiting for us, and he tells Elena he knows where Lou went. She went deeper into the bunker, to the right. Then he hits us with the line that sets the tone.
Find her before something else does.
What do you mean by that?
My name's Adam, by the way.
And then he casually introduces himself like this is a normal conversation. We push deeper, scavenging what we can, and eventually we restore power by turning on the generator. And of course, Adam shows up again. He points us onwards and warns us. Lou passed through here, and something noticed her, and now it's going to notice us too.
So they're blind, but they can still hear me.
Sound is a flare in the dark. Walk softly, lay low, and you become a whisper. Race, and you become a drum beat.
So, crouching it is. And no running.
Bruh.
After dealing with the tentacles, the bunker starts throwing more dangers at us. Mutants, more traps, more things that do not want us breathing. But the good thing is, at least this time, we have a gun. Yay! We crouch, we sneak, we try not to make noise, because at this point, sound is basically a death wish. Adam shows up again and finally gives useful advice. We've got a sketch pad, and we should use it when we're lost. After scavenging around, we found our first craft bench, which allows us to make useful items such as ammo and nail grenades. We crafted a couple items and immediately realized that we have no resources, just vibes, fear, and a dream. We explore the area some more, and then the bunker introduces our first real boss level problem. A gigantic monster, massive, brutal, and way too strong for how early it shows up. The fight is grueling, we barely survive, but we keep pushing.
I got this!
Eventually, we find an area that leads us to an exit, but it needs a fingerprint scan, which is fine until you realize that we haven't found a single living human here, only dead bodies. After opening a door, the game hits us with another nightmare, a fast, four-legged monstrosity. After deaths and chaos, we finally drop it, and right after that, we find a dead body with the arm still intact. And the game basically forces the solution.
I just need the hand. Oh, get it together, girl. You know what to do. Oh, I'm gonna puke. Now the scanner.
We meet Adam again, and this is where he reveals he lied the entire time. Lou wasn't in the bunker. He tricked us. Then he leaves us with a cryptic promise. We escape the first bunker and make our way outside, and after 5 minutes of exploration, we end up back at the Rutherford Ranch, the place that scared Elena as a kid. And the journal lays it out. This ranch is haunted, and the Rutherford family is tied to it. Aunt Marilyn and Uncle Spencer live here now, and the area is drowning in vanishings and ghost sightings. And of course, the Horn Man. We talk to Elena's aunt, and she drops a strange revelation. Lou doesn't live with her parents anymore. Apparently, they had a fight, and she moved out on her own somewhere. She also tells us the underground bunkers in the area were experimenting with the Horn Man's DNA, and she mentions the Horn Circle cult, a group preparing for something big, something that clearly involves summoning, sabotage, and people disappearing. After listening to all that, we do the most normal thing so far. We go to bed. And this is where the game gives us Elena's backstory. She tells us she was 9 years old when her mother vanished. Her mom had been sick for a long time. So sick, she could barely move. One night, Elena wakes up and sees him, the Horn Man.
I froze and pretended to be asleep. Then he slowly went back.
Now the game points us towards our next steps. Find Uncle Spencer near the bridge, and figure out how to clear a barricade near the grain field. We start building up the workbench, crafting what we can, Molotovs, basic supplies, food and ammo to prepare for a journey, because you always have to be ready when you head out. While we're walking, Elena quietly narrates this heartbreaking detail. She says she doesn't remember much, but she remembers sitting outside and sketching flowers while crying, the day before her mother disappeared. We finally track down Uncle Spencer, and I hit him with the obvious question. Have you seen Lou? Spencer says no, but he points us towards someone who might actually know what's going on out there, Hunter Hetty. Basically, if anyone in the forest has answers, it's a guy who lives out here on purpose.
Which is fuck civilization and start living in the forest. The difference is, I did it for Marilyn. And Eddie did it because he hates people.
Understandable.
So we repair the bridge and head out to find Eddie's hut. After checking every corner for anything useful, we reach Eddie's place, and he's not there. No note, no warning, no be right back. Just an empty hut in the middle of nowhere. And then nighttime hits. Yeah, let's just wait until morning. After stumbling forward, we find two girls standing around a weird bonfire. They're part of the Horn Circle, or at least they're connected to it. One of them introduces herself as Cassie. Cassie tells us about a weird hole in the ground near the forum, then she drops the real problem. She has two brothers, Chuck and Leo, and they were involved in research connected to the Horned Man. The bunker they were working at has been flooded, and she hasn't heard anything from them since. So she gives us our next objective. Find out what happened to Chuck and Leo. The other girl is weirdly cheerful about the fact that we're out here murdering everything that moves. We tell her we're searching for Lou.
I'm looking for my friend, Lou. Good luck. Have you seen her? Short, with dark hair and tattoos?
Nah, but she sounds cool. Say hi when you find her.
Now remember this for the future, because that's gonna be funny later on. We ask her what the bonfire is for, and she starts handing out tasks. First they want wood, then they want a black goat called Philip. We finally find Philip after scouring the map.
Philip, right? Come here, you bastard.
What's your what?
What?
Alright, so that happened. We grabbed another goat and carried him to the bonfire, and Nat tells us they're going to start the rite now. And she casually mentions Maggie will be here soon. Then she drops a detail that sounds small, but will be important later on.
Maggie?
The first seer? Can't miss her. She doesn't have a hand.
We started up the ritual, and the chanting, the fire, and immediately everything goes sideways. Another jump scare hits, and it feels like we're suddenly in the middle of a massacre. The night twisting like the world cracked open. That's when Maggie steps in.
Where is everyone? Hello?
Come closer. Here, don't be afraid. Elena, I'm here.
That was your voice, right?
Perhaps.
Sorry for asking.
I'm Maggie, one of the seers.
You mean cultists? Wait, Nat mentioned you.
I don't lead anyone. I just show people the way.
Well, you've shown me mine quite literally, so thanks.
She calls herself a seer, not a leader, but her presence says otherwise. She claims they made the Horn God angry, just like years ago with the mining incident. Finally, she gives us our next lead. There's a mine in the north, but the entrance is blocked. Before we do all that, remember we're still trying to find Unterhedi, and naturally, we have to do it at night. We reach the hut, and inside we spot a strange glowing object. The second I touch it, the game flips into something completely different.
Great. Paranormal investigator mode on. Huh, this flashlight, it's messing with the world. Some things look solid until the light hits them. Guess now I'll know what's real and what's just a lie.
So now we're in what looks like a cane field, weirdly quiet, and right away we're being hunted by deer. Except, these aren't normal deer.
What?
We're walking around the field looking for clues, reading notes, checking details, piecing together what happened, basically building a case file on how Eddie died. Once we gather enough information, the game points us towards a door. It asks a question, and based on the evidence we answer, mutated deer killed Eddie. After that, we go back to Uncle Spencer and tell him what happened.
Hi, Uncle Spencer. I have some news.
What happened?
There were mutated deer all around, and
Martyred? Shit.
Afterwards, we go repair another bridge, and guess who shows up? Adam says he's looking for someone named Terry, and he's somewhere in the swamp, so he wants us to go and check. He also gives us another objective, telling us there's a ghost in the swamp, a bisected spirit wandering around out there, and he wants us to find it. Then apparently he'll help us with finding Lou. So we head into the swamp, loot what we can, and eventually we find the area where the bisected ghost is. And of course, there's a catch. We have to come back at night. So basically, every ghost objective we can only do at nighttime. So while we're waiting, we pivot to something else in the swamp, and we were able to find a church. And inside, we meet Father Matthew, but everyone just calls him the priest. He wants to make sure we're not a part of the Horn Circle cult, so he gives us a mission as a test. One of the lost souls he was trying to help ran away, and he wants us to track them down. After going deeper into the swamp, we head inside a cabin full of spider eggs.
Help! Somebody! Help me! Please! Thank the Horn God. You saved. Quick. We should leave. They're going to get up soon.
what do you mean?
Something keeps bringing them back to life. There's no time to explain.
You'll explain later. Come with me to the...
Church, but
Come on, there's no time.
We head into the basement and find a guy asking for help, so we grab him and head it towards the church immediately.
You can stay here as long as you want to.
thank you. My name is Terry, by the way.
So just like that, we found the guy related to Adam's quest. After that, I go back to the priest and start asking questions. He tells us the bunker's research went beyond limits, past what it should have been allowed to do. Then he name drops someone. He tells us if we find Dr. Vermeer, tell them he wants to speak with him. Before we leave, he gives us a key item, a rope, and he explains this is how we're going to descend into the crypt, into the bunker. We craft some ammo and explosives and get some food to prepare for the mission at our base. And then, using the rope, we descend into the bunker. And the moment we get down there, it's clear this place isn't abandoned, it's inhabited by monsters. As we're heading downstairs, a mob of monsters appears, and right into the middle of them is the main problem, a massive four-legged creature, fast, heavy, aggressive. After all that chaos, we make it to a safe house, and once we start reading notes, we get hit with a reveal that reframes everything. Remember Cassie's brothers, Leo and Chuck, the two we were sent to look for? Yeah, those notes reveal that Leo and Chuck were mutated, and not just mutated into random enemies, they were mutated into that massive monster we just killed. It was the end result of the research, the end result of messing with the Horned Man's DNA.
Brothers? Fuck, it's them?
After finding out what happened to Cassie's brothers, we went to investigate the bunker that Father Matthew wanted us to go to. They talk like they're just another agency, red tape, classified folders.
Toys? What the fuck?
They were injecting the Horned Man's DNA into human test subjects, trying to create soldiers, weapons, monsters. The usual government stuff, to be honest. Like, we can't be surprised. They called it Project B. The survivors? They became puppets linked to a parent subject, like a queen to a hive. And then there's a playground. Toys scattered in concrete rooms like they were testing on kids. And buried in the notes is the creepiest phrase, Horned Man as a PSU for humanity, a power supply unit. While investigating, we find something important. Father Matthew's dog tags and tons of letters from him.
Wait, it's Father Matthew's dog tag? And shit, letters from him. Tons of letters. I should tell him about this.
So we return to Father Matthew and we tell him we still haven't found Dr. Vermeer yet, but we showed him the dog tags and letters. This is where we learn something big. Dr. Eric Vermeer and Father Matthew used to be friends in the military. And then they heard about the Horned Man and the department started recruiting people for work. Vermeer went in, and after that, Father Matthew lost contact with him. He points us towards one more bunker that we can find Dr. Vermeer, and that's gonna be our next area. We go talk to Terry again. We ask why he even joined the cult in the first place. Terry admits he lost someone close to him. That grief is what pulled him in. And then he drops the most important lore explanation so far. The mutated cultists we keep fighting, they're not random monsters. They're cultists who chose to become monsters. Terry explains there are cult members with special methods of getting closer to the Horned Man. They're called linkers. They use the Horned Man's DNA to merge with it, trying to become one mind. He gives us a new quest, to search for a woman called Theodora, his wife. But before we jump straight into Theodora's quest and the priest, we go back and finish Adam's bisected ghost investigation. And honestly, compared to the deer case, this one's not that bad. Maybe we're getting more experienced. But this investigation feels way more manageable. We gather clues, read notes, connect the dots, then the door asks us the final question. We answer, the wife staged an accident, and we're out.
The thing is glowing. Should I check this out? We meet again.
Then we start Theodora's quest, and honestly, this one was absolutely brutal, and I take back what I said earlier. There are spiders everywhere. The kind of spiders that don't just scare you, they overwhelm you. But we keep pushing, progressing through the area, and eventually we start uncovering what really happened with Theodora's spirit. At one point, we get this strange phone call, and the guy on the other end is shocked we're a Rutherford, like we're an urban legend. And I'm not gonna lie, that moment made Elena feel like Nick from the movie series Grimm.
You're a Rutherford? Unbelievable! I thought you guys didn't really exist, and were like a local legend or something. Just like that horned guy, or whatever.
But I digress. A guy named Mr. Bug has been using the ghost of Theodora as a tourist attraction. We complete the investigation, answer the door's question, and get out. We return to Terry and explain what we found, and here comes the twist. Terry reveals his real name is Alexander, and he admits the real reason he joined the cult was to find the person responsible for what happened to his wife. So when we tell him Mr. Bug has been exploiting Theodora, Alexander wants the location.
What? Fuck!
I found the way to that house. It's near the grain field.
Thank you, Elena.
I'll need something stronger than that.
We're finally inside the old coal mine Maggie wanted us to go to, the place everyone avoids because of the Horn Man's stories. We start moving through the bunker like usual, looting, reading notes, picking up blueprints, finding tapes, just piecing together what happened down there. But the truth isn't mystical, it's human. Miners trapped, starving, and they found a little girl's body in the tunnels, killed by spiders. Most of them decided to eat her to survive. It broke them, they went mad and they turned on each other. After we put the pieces together, we confront Maggie. She let us enter the cultist town, allowing us access.
Careful, Elena. You really are walking on thin ice.
You were completely blinded by your faith. And even worse, you're blinding the others.
One day you will understand. For now, make yourself at home.
Once we're in the town, we go to Nat. Tonight is supposed to be the shedding rite, so everyone is preparing for that.
What exactly is the shedding rite?
Actually, I don't know. It's probably similar to our usual rites, but we'll celebrate the end of summer, so maybe bigger or something. You know, more dramatic singing and more dead goats.
Afterwards, we go find Cassie and we have to deliver the bad news. Leo and Chuck, her brothers, they didn't go missing. They were transformed, turned into one of those monstrosities we had to put down. And while we're talking to Cassie, we notice something nearby. A dead man at the ritual site. Cassie says he was once one of them, and he made a terrible mistake. After exploring some more, we find our creepy guide, Adam, and we ask him about the man on the ritual site. And he says his name was Derek, and now he's being punished for making the Horn God angry. After speaking to them, we walk around and explore the cultist town, looting resources, and we come across another disturbing scene. A man sitting by the gravesite, bleeding.
No, pain is necessary.
You did this to yourself.
You prove nothing by staying whole.
Oh, this is seriously fucked up. I really should ask someone about this.
Nat explains this is part of the ritual. It's called the cutting, an initiation, a proof of worth. And the rule is simple. If you want to officially join the horn circle, you have to cut off a part of your body and bury it into the forest. Some people choose something small, a finger, a toe, something they think they can survive without. Now remember Maggie, the leader who's missing a hand? Yeah, she didn't choose small. Nat then pulls us aside with some information that instantly changes the whole story. She tells us Derek wasn't killed by the Horn Man. She thinks Adam killed him. Then she adds something even crazier. Nat says Adam is the one who sabotaged the department back when those bunkers got wrecked. So now Adam isn't just some weird antler dude who speaks in riddles. He's been pulling strings this whole time. Nat gives us our next objective: speak to Derek's ghost. Apparently, he shows up at a place called the Crooked Moose. We head into the Crooked Moose, and the game flips us right back into paranormal investigation. Same deal. Gather clues, read notes, piece together the truth, solve the riddle at the door. We learn Maggie and Adam aren't just allies, they're mother and son. And Derek? Derek was trying to warn people. He was publicly singing a song that Maggie was manipulating the cult. So Maggie found out, and she made Adam handle it. We return to Nat and tell her the truth. Adam killed Derek, and Nat gives us another objective. Derek needs a proper burial. She wants Father Matthew to bury him. So we head back to the church.
Father Matthew?
What is it, child?
Where is Terry?
I don't know. He went somewhere shortly after you left.
We need to find him. I think he lied to us. He's still with the cultists and is supposed to burn down the church.
How do you... Well, let's find him first. I'll check inside, you go outside.
Got it.
Terry's gone. A new revelation sets in, and we learn that Terry was still tied to the cult, and he was planning to burn down the church. We track Terry down, and he finally admits it. He was sent to test one thing, whether Elena was on the cult's side, but he says he changed his mind. He pleads his case and then relays some valuable information. He says Adam is basically the leader of the Linkers. He's the one convincing people to experiment with the Horn Man's DNA to get closer to their god, while never doing it himself. He's pushing other people into becoming monsters. Terry eventually leaves for good, saying he can't stay, and wants to live in eternity with Theodora, and tells us not to search for him. We ask Father Matthew to bury Derek, and the priest agrees, no hesitation. After we update Nat, she tells us to meet her in her room, because what she's about to say can't be said in public. Nat tells us Lou is here. Lou has been living with them as cultist, and Lou's initiation test was just like Terry's. It was to bring Elena in, to convince her to join the Horn Circle. But because Lou didn't complete the trial the way Maggie wanted, Lou is being punished. Nat says Lou might be inside Maggie's house. While everyone is busy dealing with the rites and preparing, we investigate Maggie's house. We find a bunker that needs a key to open it, and then we find a safe that needs a password. We read some notes in the house, and we're able to decipher a code and find the password. And eventually, we unlocked the bunker beneath Maggie's house using the key. And down there, we finally found Lou. Lou tells us the rite is coming soon, and the cultists aren't just worshipping. They're ready to sacrifice themselves. They're ready to give up everything to the Horn Man. Night falls. The shedding rite begins.
Nat?
Never liked this fucker. Maggie sent him to find you, but I found him first.
Yes, I told her to go to the ranch.
Good. Now let's save the others.
Night falls. The shedding rite begins. And then the Horn Man appears.
And then he appeared, just like that. The rite didn't begin. Nobody called him. Nobody prayed. but he was there, looking straight at us. And Maggie, well, she played along.
Great Lord God! You've seen us. We are ready. I offer you these children that willingly want to leave this world and find peace in the warm embrace of one true God. I will stay here as your messenger, a link between lies and truth, pain and peace, life and...
And then, just pure chaos.
Everyone panics. People scatter, screaming everywhere. And the wild part, he doesn't attack anyone else. He's not hunting the crowd. Elena stepped forward and asked the one question she's been carrying since she was 9. The horn man shook his head, then he turned away. Now that begs the question, if he didn't take her, then who did? We return to the ranch with Lou, and Lou finally admits it straight. She really was a part of the cult, and that Maggie took care of her when she was at her weakest point in life. Then we talk to Elena's aunt, and this is where the family's mystery starts unraveling. Her aunt tells us the horn man didn't take Elena's mother. Elena's father wanted her mother to die at the ranch, so her ghost would stay there. She recommended something else, a druid, someone who could heal the unhealable. And that night, Elena thought she saw the horn man, but her aunt believed it wasn't the horn man at all. It was the druid. He took Elena's mother. Elena's father spent years obsessed with finding her until it destroyed him. She warns us not to dig deeper, but by now, we're already too deep. And we know where the druid is supposed to be, so that becomes our next objective. As we step outside, Adam sends us a message saying we deserve to know the truth. Meet me on the other side of the gate in the forest, and I'll tell you everything. P.S. Watch out for the big spider. We reach the gate, and we use the key we got from Adam to open it. After dying to the spider multiple times, we did a pro gamer move and just nuked it from afar. And this spider's got a pretty cool name. It's called Broodmother. After the spider, we push into another bunker sequence. Exploration, puzzles, monsters, more notes, until we finally reach the druid's hut, and nobody's there. We follow a long corridor that extends to another area in a bunker, carrying us to a generator. We end up restoring the power.
Oh shit, I don't like this forest at night. It's closed. Looks solid.
Opening the way to the underground area, and when we finally reach deeper sections, we're greeted with an unexpected scene.
Adam? Is that you?
Elena, I was supposed to be the chosen one. I really was. I can still make this. I still believe after the pain, I will become like him.
You won't. But even you don't deserve all of this.
This is where Adam reveals what he's been building towards. He tried to combine his DNA with the Horn Man's, to become just like him, to become the thing he's been manipulating others into chasing, and it kills him. Adam dies chasing the same transformation he convinced others to suffer for. And then the game drops the final, sick twist.
Rutherford? No, it can't be. Oh God, please, please let it not be her.
The druid isn't a druid. He's Dr. Eric Vermeer, the same missing scientist, the one tied to the department, the one Father Matthew lost contact with. Vermeer has been running live experiments, and Elena's mother has been locked in that bunker for 10 years. 10 years of suffering, 10 years of silence.
The thing is, nothing. I abandoned this bunker over, what, 10 years ago? And she's still alive. Behind that door. But the question is, are you ready to see her?
We kill Dr. Vermeer, and that's when we reach the climax of the game. There are two endings. One, where we kill Elena's mom and set her free, which I think is the most appropriate, and what I think most players did.
I know that you hear me. I love you. I hope there's music here where you're going.
Or the second ending, which doesn't really make sense to me unless you messed up and probably left the dog collar tag in the barn, so you don't have the codes to open the lock to the bunker. This is the ending where you leave the room, not opening the door, and keeping her locked behind that bunker door forever.
In forever knowing.
And that's the complete storyline of I Hate This Place. In my opinion, I really enjoyed the premise of the game, and my only letdown was this game will let you stay lost for way too long. If you miss one detail, you're gonna be running around the game for hours. It's stemming from the fact that the game is more of a figure it out as you go along type of game, and for some sections, you really have to figure it out. Some puzzles will have you stuck for ages until you find out that you should have tased your electrical gate to cause a short circuit, for example. Those stages had me stuck forever. Not only that, but there are many other explorations that take a lot of time to solve. So now, I gotta ask, what did you think of it? Did the druid twist work for you? Or did you want something different? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want another full story breakdown like this, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.